Good afternoon. Welcome to Lunch and Learn Zoom Friday. On behalf of, I'm so happy to see her here today, so I can say this on behalf of Olivia Vo and myself. We welcome you to our Lunch and Learn Zoom Friday. This is an online presence where entrepreneurs can gather to connect, partner, and profit. On week one, we work on our elevator pitches, networking, collaborations. We talk about the importance of reviews and testimonials. Basically, we're just helping each other get stronger in their business. And week two, we do masterminds. So if you have a business problem or something like that, or even if you don't, come on in and we'll help each other again, solve business problems, remove obstacles, things to grow your business. Week three, we discuss our wealth building club, which is passive income generators. This has been very successful for us, where we get together and we pull a few bucks every month now, and we test out platforms around the globe. So it could be real estate, it could be stocks, bonds, mutual funds, it could be Forex, it could be cryptocurrency, and we are now in all of the above. So I'm excited, and obviously we want to add more with the goal of having multiple streams of passive income. The last week is we have guest speakers to come in and share personal and professional development. So this week is all about elevator pitches, networking, and that. But before we get started, like I said, this is the Canadian Thanksgiving weekend, and totally didn't realize that. And, normally when this happens, just like the US, because we've got probably now about 50% Canadian, probably about 40% Canadian and US, and then the rest are from all over the world. And this is a global audience. So I try and work our schedule out so that we don't miss any of that. And I noticed that it was Claudio's 20th anniversary, and they are in Mexico and Playa del Carmen, kicking up their heels, having a wonderful time. Kate was here last week and visited with me and my husband. She stayed here with us all week, and it's so cool meeting friends from around the world live. And so I was really excited about having that. They are down in, I believe, New Orleans this week. They left here to head down to New Orleans. Y'all who know Kate know she loves jazz music. She's an entertainer as well. So she's down there just soaking all that up, which was pretty cool. Jerry, I talked to him just a few minutes ago. His dad is having a procedure, and he just wanted to let everybody know that he made $26 this week in Novatech, and he's real happy about that. He's got just about his whole family involved in that now. And then, do we have any other birthdays or anniversaries or anything like that that I've missed that y'all seen this week that y'all can think of? All right, next, I want to go ahead and talk about any events that we have coming up. I'm excited because normally I have only donated and made a financial contribution to Habitat for Humanity. This next week, I get to go and actually be on a team to help build that house. I went there the other day, and I don't know if y'all have that in Canada or not. Do you, Marcia? Well, I just wanted to kind of, for those who might be listening, because I record these, you may not realize what goes on. They have financial contributions coming in. They also have people donating their time. It's time, talent, and treasure is what it is. And the people apply for these, and it's not free. They don't get a free home. They still have to pay for the mortgage. But what ends up happening, it's way less than what it typically would be because of all of the things that are donated, primarily time. So I'm on the Powerful Women of the Gulf Coast team, and our build date is next, let's see here, next week on the 12th, which is Wednesday. So I'm super excited. This afternoon, I go get my pink helmet, my pink hammer, and my pink t-shirt. And y'all know I'm all about that. So anyways, me and Mom snuck off the other day just to go see how far they were, because it started last Saturday. And I was sad that I didn't get in on that because my daughter didn't get to go. So anyways, I've got that going on. And then while we're talking about dates, October 21st, I will need a host to come in and take my place, or we will need to cancel on October 21st because I have to be at an event in Fort Walton Beach for the American Businesswomen Association. And that is something that I can't not do. I'm the treasurer, so I have to be there. And then November 25th, that's USA's Thanksgiving. I will be having all my family in, and also a wedding reception for my daughter that we didn't get to have when she got married back in July. So we're going to be having that. So that's the Friday after Thanksgiving. And then December 23rd is right before Christmas. So I'm giving you guys these dates in advance, and then I'll go ahead and post those on the website and on Facebook as well to let everybody know. But right now, those are the dates that I have. And then as far as events coming up, I don't want to talk too much about collaborations because I want to get into that in our collaboration section. But I know some of y'all have some things going on. Bruce, you've got something I saw posted. You want to tell a little bit about that?
Yeah, it's actually on the 21st. I'm participating in an event that one of my friends up in Canada is co-hosting, and that. So I'm going to be giving my talk on Friday afternoon. And also, as far as I know, I'm still on, Olivia, for coming on with you and LaDonna on Monday and stuff. So got that coming up too. So
very cool. And what is yours about? You want to go ahead and?
Well, it's kind of relates to my chapter in the book, talking about ants, automatic negative thoughts. So my talk for the 21st, just changed the title around a little bit. If you're familiar with the story about the two wolves.
What does ANTS stand for again?
Automatic negative thoughts.
Thank you.
Yep. But the story of the two wolves, if you're familiar with that, where the grandfather, Indian grandfather, is telling his grandson about the battle going on inside of us. We have two wolves, a good wolf and a bad wolf. And so my story, or my topic title, is Mindset Reset. Which wolf are you feeding? And
very good.
Yeah.
Well, go ahead and put your link in the chat if you don't mind. We'll go ahead and get that out there. And then I noticed that Melissa Dealey, there's a couple of things that she's involved in, but something that caught my attention was the Thriving Mom Summit, and that is October 17th through the 28th. That's a collaboration. And then Helen and Bruce both just recently had a book published, so we want to continue to congratulate those. And if you've not grabbed your copy, go ahead and do that as well. Most of them are available on Kindle as well as in a paperback form.
Yeah, the pricing, they're holding the price through the end of October. So Kindle is 99 cents and the paperback is $11.99.
Okay, fantastic. And then Livia, I just saw yours this morning, and I want you to tell a little bit about that, because I love the whole idea, the theme, and everything of that anthology, the Cinderella one. So tell everybody about that.
So yes, so the Cinderella monologues is finally coming to fruition. It was a project that started from the Sing Your Heart Song Summit. So one of the presenters, Mila Johansson, she's a publishing and book editing coach. And so she was asking, participants at the summit and networking with other women authors to submit their stories, about their life, how they came, wherever they came from to success around the Cinderella theme. And so we had 22 women authors, diligently writing their stories over the course of 6 months. And then we spent just the early part of September putting this book together. And we received the samples, and then we're going to launch it very soon on October 22nd. So 22 authors, October 22nd, 2022. We did that for a reason, because it felt very auspicious. But
Very
yeah,
cool.
so very excited. And so I'll be kicking off a series of interviews with each author. And many of our members are part of that. LaDonna McAbee has a chapter in the book as well, too. So yes.
Very cool. And if y'all don't, I posted it, Livia posted as well. So if you get a chance to go and listen to that live interview that they did this morning or whenever, and she posted that, check it out, because you did a wonderful job. And I'm just loving what you're doing with all your restreaming.
Thank you.
And then
Helen, yeah. So I'll be helping Helen with her team. I'm not in that book, but Helen has invited me into the group to help out with their live stream launch, which will be next week after Canadian Thanksgiving. So they're doing 2 launches because they have 2 different volumes. So volume 1 is on October 11th, and then the following October 18th is volume 2.
Fantastic.
So
Fantastic.
lots of exciting book projects if you ever wanted to be published and add
Absolutely.
author to your name.
Absolutely. We've got a lot of those in our group. I know Marsha's working. You want to give us an update on where you're at on yours, Marsha, before we move on right quick?
Yeah, so I met with the publisher last week for book number 5, and I had I did all the book outline and the title and all that, and I thought, it's not what I want to do. So I'm going to change things up. So I don't want to say too much until I'm definitive about, it's going to be about spirituality, but what aspect about spirituality, I'm not sure yet.
Okay. Well, keep us posted. Kate, just saw you hopped on. I'll give you a chance here in just a minute. Good to see you this morning. And Bruce, I saw where Ellie had posted that her sister had and my husband, it was interesting. I mentioned this to him last night and he said, hey, I saw that trailer the other day. So you want to give us a little update on what her sister did in case y'all missed that post?
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure. I think she's just part of the production team.
Okay.
It's Shipwreck Hunters Australia, and it's premiering on Disney Plus.
Yeah, it was a great trailer. Watched it
Yeah, I
last
love
night.
really interesting trailer in that. But they
Yeah.
her sister Ellie Sheffy, her sister lives there in Australia and has been just working on this project for, I guess, for a long time and getting it all put together. So it's exciting.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that because we just don't know. I mean, they do know, how many shipwrecks are out there and that they haven't been able to find, and such a vast ocean out there. So that's pretty wild. Kate, do you got anything that you'd like to share this morning before we get started? Are you still down in New Orleans?
No word. We arrived in Lafayette Wednesday, and we're leaving tomorrow, and we'll be in Texas tomorrow.
All right.
So we'll be in our final state to do our finalization on a whole bunch of things. Got the final repairs or updates that we need to do and gather the rest of our mail. And yeah, so and then we cross the border on the 28th. And once we cross the border, I think I'm going to feel different.
Well, I hope you enjoyed your time down there in New Orleans and got your jazz fix. I was telling everybody you were down there. I know you were probably in heaven just listening to all that fabulous music.
Yes, for the day. Yeah, we spent one day, and we were told to get out of New Orleans by 5:30, and we stayed till 6:45, and we went, I know why people said get out at 5:30.
Oh, man.
It completely changed. It was like the energy, even if you couldn't see anything, you could feel the shift. And it was really strange.
Huh.
Anyway, it was a lot of fun before then. We had a really, really fun day. We went to Cafe Du Monde, which is, they have a famous coffee. They've been there since 1862, the first coffee shop.
Wow.
And they still only sell coffee and beignet.
Oh, man. Well, I'm probably glad I didn't take you here to Joe Patty's then, because you might have been disappointed. I love Joe Patty's beignets, but down in New Orleans, I'm sure it's a little bit different.
Yeah, so that was cool. And then we went, we were in the French Quarter. So yeah, it was fun.
All right.
It was fun. And yes, I did some dancing. Chicory coffee, yes. I have a can of it that I bought a couple weeks ago.
Very good. Very good. Well,
So,
okay. So we're going to go ahead and get started today. And the first thing that I want to talk about in general is just networking. And you've got a couple of different things that you need to think about when you're going into these groups, whether it is a live group, whether you're online or whatever. Some of us have been together for over 2.5 years, so we already know each other. So you need to go into this with a different mindset than what you would if you're going into an event where you don't know anyone. Make sense? because there's some different nuances that you need to know about. And something else I just forgot today is the Happy Neighborhood Project Happiness Summit online. They do that once a year and it's going on like all day long. I'm not going to get to attend this year, but just in case, you can still, I think, buy a ticket and you can hop on or hop off any time of the year. I mean, any time of the day until I think 6 o'clock tonight. I forgot to mention that. But anyway, so let's talk about the elevator pitches for a new environment. You're going into a new networking group, doesn't matter whether it's online or offline. And we've brought in people to teach us throughout these 2 years, different ones. And one of the best ones that I really enjoyed was Sarah Balling. Do y'all remember her? And we recorded that, and I'm going to go ahead and put it in the chat here in just a minute, her perfect pitch formula for those of you to kind of take a look at, just to kind of review just a little bit. We got really used to doing this once a month. We got real good. Then we got kind of complacent. And we talked about where you need a 30-second pitch, you need a 1-minute pitch, you need a 3-minute, a 5-minute presentation, all the way up to a 10-minute presentation. You need to be ready at all times, where if there happens to be an opportunity that they need a speaker or they need something, that they know that they could count on you to do that, and you would have something already prepared. So if you haven't already done that, you need to really start working on that. So let's first of all talk about the 30 seconds. 30 seconds is not very long, y'all. And sometimes when you go into these networking groups and there's 50 people in the room, that's all you get. You don't get the 1 minute, you get 30 seconds. So you need to be really succinct. And, you know, let's kind of talk about, go ahead and unmute your mics. What do you think would be the most important things that you should cover in 30 seconds? Let's do a little review.
Who you are, what you're an expert in, and your ideal client.
Bang.
You know, one of the things that Sarah did was that she would have you create pitches according to the season or holiday. And so that's always a little bit fun, because it could be the same, you know, same pitch, but you just tweak it so that way it's more memorable. So I'm thinking like fall into savings, you know, sort of thing, or something with Halloween or Thanksgiving. But that's always a fun challenge that she does with her clients, is to make creative pitches around holidays.
The other thing I would add is, what's in it for them?
Yeah.
Amen.
Yeah. They need to know the feature, advantage, benefit right up front.
Well, keep in mind, you've got 30 seconds.
Right.
So how much can you put in there? And what do you think one of the biggest issues that I see when I'm at these networking groups, when they only have 30 seconds, what do you think people's tendencies are?
Talk about themselves.
They just talk about themselves.
They speak really fast.
Yeah, that's the trick. You got to talk really fast.
Yeah, it's like the disclaimer there on those commercials where they're doing the
Side
financial
effects may
disclaimer.
include getting more clients.
And I think,
Yes.
can I just say this piece? When you've got 30 seconds, most of it has to be about the client. And yes, you have to tell them who you are, but I think it's really important, because you want to attract them. You don't want to repel them. If it's just me, and what I do and what I'm good in, and I'm an authority or an expert in, who cares? They want to know why they should work with you. And you've got 30 seconds to have them say yes in their mind.
And the thing is you can't sell somebody in 30 seconds. Now I say that partly tongue in cheek, but what you're really wanting them to do is to connect with you and learn more. So
Right.
what is it that you can do to make them want to connect with you further?
Yes.
Right?
And I would take that one step further. From the first moment that you connect with somebody, you want them subconsciously saying yes, 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 yes. So all along you are subconsciously, for lack of a better word, selling them or selling to them.
I'm not looking for a customer. I'm looking for an opportunity to make money. So I'm probably the exception to members in these kind of groups. I'm listening and networking that way. So
No,
my
You-
30
no,
second,
I disagree.
I
You,
just- yeah.
you absolutely need to identify what you're looking for.
a way to make money.
yes, yes. And you, just so that you know, that's primarily what one of the biggest things that this particular group does, believe it or not. So
Right,
you,
but they're looking for customers.
No,
I'm
no,
No,
no, no.
no,
looking for both customers and investment or money-making opportunities.
Yes, that's that's why we have on the third week of the month, our wealth building club, because what we do is we test out business opportunities and ways to make money.
okay,
That is a big focus on week 3. That is a big, one of our key components
Oh,
of what
okay.
this group does. You know what I'm saying?
okay.
So we can definitely help you with that. Because
Because
they're,
this is my first meeting and it sounds like everybody's set up and just looking for customers in this group today.
well,
Good to know, good to know.
yeah,
Well,
But,
this is what Nancy's referring to today is when we attend a networking group, meeting and stuff, and what they refer to as an elevator pitch. What's your little script pitch?
Sure,
yeah.
sure.
And
I
if you
get
are,
it.
and if you're looking for that, you know, let's just help her right quick. Okay, before we go around.
I don't need help with that. I used to be a manager in sales and marketing.
Well, what I'm saying is, how would you talk about the business
30
opportunity?
seconds.
Yeah, in 30 seconds. That's what I mean.
Hi, my name's
know-
Julia Davis. I'm an ex-professional sales and marketing person. I've owned and managed my own business, and I'm simply looking for a way to make money here by networking into something I might be interested in. Bang.
But the thing is, you need to be more specific as far as what type of
Oh,
opportunity.
no, wrong, because I don't have a type. It could be crypto, okay?
Well,
It
that's what I
could
mean.
be-
That's what I mean. To list the different
Yeah,
types.
maybe you might say, and I'm open to explore.
No, I'd be interested in what they're in. That's what I'm doing. I'm in front of a person. So now I want to find out what they're doing to see if there's any connection or interest on my part. I'm talking to one person
I'm
and
talking
then
about
I'm going to
what
learn
what
what
we're
they
referring
do.
to is you're in a group meeting and you're pitching to a whole group.
And so you only have, just
Oh.
sometimes it's a minute, sometimes it's 30 seconds. So how would you,
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought an elevator pitch you meant like I run into one person that
No,
I'm
we-
Well, it's
networking
both
with.
scenarios, both
Yeah. Oh,
scenarios,
yeah.
individual and group.
yeah, we
Yeah.
practice all the different ones right now. We're just practicing and,
Gotcha.
and I'll get with you, but
For me,
You know,
right
there's-
now, I have no reason to stand before a group because I have no interest. I'm simply starting at step one, seeing what might logically I run into,
right.
like I did with you, Nancy, with the Airbnb.
Yes, yes.
So I'm wide
absolutely.
open.
Okay,
I do
Well,
not want a JOB.
right. And that's kind of like what most of us, that's why we're, doing what we're doing, because
A
we
lot of times,
call
it
them
will-
laptop, laptop lifestyles, what we're after.
but a lot of times it really
I like
matters
it.
joining a group like this of the impression that you make of whether or not somebody will want to seek talking to you one-on-one.
No question there. There is no interest. You're dead in the water.
Yeah. But anyway, so, again, we've talked about, that 30-second impact and our lighting and all of that. Kate's given us some really great tips as far as on Zoom and different things like that, which I think has been very beneficial throughout the last couple of years that we've talked. And I can see, most of us have really taken that to heart. And, the colors and the different things, the branding, the images and all of those things, you have 30 seconds to make a good first impression, especially when you're online. And when you've got a lot of distractions in your background, a lot of things going on, it is very distracting. And you want to make sure that the, impression that you're making is a positive one. Okay. And what about if you're going to up it just a little bit Well, let's go around the room and let's practice for a second. Welcome, Sophia. Good to see you. Who would like to try a 30-second pitch and get some feedback right quick?
I'll go.
Okay, go ahead, Bruce. Hang on. I don't have my clock going.
Get your timer.
Yep.
We have a timer now on Zoom.
What,
We have
what,
time.
Olivia?
We have a timer now. I'll bring it up.
Okay. We'd
So
had one
30
before and I couldn't.
So 30 seconds on the clock. Hang on. Okay. Do you see this timer, Bruce?
Yep.
Okay,
Yeah, which
awesome.
one are you using, Olivia?
It's in your apps. So Zoom has third-party integrations with different apps. So if you go down to that little app icon there and you pull up their A to Z menu, it's under timer.
All right,
So
thank you.
actually, so it displays on the screen? Is that
Yep,
what?
just like
Yeah.
this. See?
Yeah, we had an issue before. Remember, we couldn't get that one
Huh.
to work. So I'll definitely go back in there and check it out. Okay, go ahead and reset
Cool,
that.
okay.
Good to know. Yeah, we need
But just
that.
make sure that you're on the latest Zoom. I think Zoom just did another release update. And then if you're on the latest Zoom, it's just down on your dashboard, that little apps with the square and circle. That's where you find it.
Okay.
Okay, ready? 1, 2.
Do you find that you want to make changes in your life and you feel stuck? Have you tried everything and you're still not getting the results you want? Hi, I'm Bruce Barnes. I live in the Seattle, Washington area. I'm a mindset, wellness, and communication expert. I am your go-to expert for finding that needle in the haystack, that small change that's going to give you big results. I believe in simple solutions to get you to where you want to be. So let's hop on a call. I'd love to learn more about where you're stuck and help you find that small shift.
You're way over, brother.
Okay.
You're in the red.
Well, that's the thing too, is I'm not necessarily looking at that, but yeah.
The red zone is for loading and unloading only.
We got used to the minute and a minute and a half.
Yeah.
Let's go back and let's use your own bullet points that you told us that we need to use in the 30 seconds. Do you remember what those were when we first
Yep.
talked about your 30 seconds? All right, reset the clock, Olivia. Let's give him another chance before we kick him out.
You were doing so good. And I would just, I think
Nate.
like at the end, like you were doing so good and you just need to button it up. So have like just a powerful statement to button up your pitch.
And also, if I may, I have no idea what the product is that you're actually pitching.
That's perfect.
Yep.
Because now you're going to ask the question.
All right.
You always,
1,
you always have to leave people with questions for sure.
Well, it should tell me something in the arena of whatever the product is. Like, is it going to help me find a date? Is it going to help me organize my bookkeeping? What is the product?
Well, it's like I'm indicating that I'm a mindset, wellness, and communication expert.
Mindset, wellness.
But we may not know what that means.
What's
I
the
have no
outcome?
idea.
What's
Yeah.
the
I gotta break it down to one thing, Bruce. You
In
know,
a
maybe
30 second. Yeah, in a
just
30
choose
second.
one, you know. Because you do all three and you're combining them. But unless you've got a signature program that you do combine all of them, focus on the one.
Well, yeah.
You know, when you say you're what
Well,
you
the-
are, then give an example. Just give an example. That way we would understand what that is.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's just that, have you tried making changes in your life, but you feel stuck? I'm your go-to expert to find that needle in the haystack, that small changes can make a big impact in your life.
Okay, so have a problem dating, being widowed for a year, and I have a mindset about that. Is that the kind of thing that you would help me with?
Yes, I can.
And how would you do that? By
That's where we
Join-
hop on, that's where we hop on a call and we identify different things that you've tried and where you're stuck and dive in deeper.
So that would make you an expert on every level, in this case, dating.
It's not necessarily dating, it's mindset.
Well, you would have to be an expert on knowing dating mindsets. I mean, how would
Mindset
I
is
know to-
mindset.
how would I know to just do what you say, and then that would be an
It's
improvement?
it's about breaking through your, what's making you stuck, that mindset, that block.
Do you have a psychology degree?
No, I don't need one.
Okay, so how would you classify your role? Are you a therapist?
Nope.
Who are you?
I'm a mindset expert. I help you break through what's keeping you stuck in no
Did you-
matter what category.
Did
It-
you have education for that?
I've gone through training, yes. I'm not licensed degree therapist of any kind.
So is that something extensive to learn? Like, is it a few weeks, a few months, a few years, the training?
One of the
None of-
things, what this would be really good for, Bruce, would be some frequently asked questions to go back on this for some people who hasn't had any experience working with a mindset wellness coach. You know what I'm saying? So this is really good information, because it's stuff that, you know, some people are used to it and some people are not. So it's either very, very valid,
Yeah.
you know, good questions.
And
So-
another thing too, Bruce, if you have some testimonials that you can provide with people with the outcomes that you have achieved with your clients in that area.
Yeah.
Yes.
Again, it all comes down to 30 seconds to get your attention so that we can hop on a
Yes.
call and dive deeper.
Yes, yes, you're
That's all-
exactly. Yeah,
that's-
that's
I mean,
all
we don't want-
that's
we
all
don't
we're
wanna-
doing right now.
Yeah, you can't, you're never going to get all the information
Yeah,
in there.
no.
I thought it was good,
Absolutely
Bruce.
no way and stuff
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah, right.
30 seconds on the clock. We're just basically doing an intro, who you are, what you do, how you can help me. You know, something's going to get my attention where I'm gonna say, I need to go talk to him.
The-
Right,
One thing
for
I
more.
might add, can I just ask? I think you were reading it at some points, and so there
Yeah.
was lack of eye contact.
Yes. It looked like he was reading every word,
Yes.
And
and that's
well-
not a pitch.
It's been a while since I did it, so that's
yeah,
why.
we've kind of been off for a couple of months on our pitch practice, because we hit it really heavy and hard for a few months, and then, you know, kind of fell by the wayside. So we got to get back into the practice, into the swing of things. And a lot of people have got some new products and services that they're offering as well. So they will be just practicing, you know, to try and hone it in and get some feedback. All
This is
right.
not a beat up session.
No, not at all. Not at all. That's why, you know, safe environment to practice. All right. Who would like to go next?
Did you want to go again, Bruce, with that
Oh,
feedback?
yeah.
I think
Yeah.
we can move on.
You sure? Okay.
All right. Kate, you want to give it a whirl?
Nope. I'm not putting up with that kind of abuse.
Come on.
Okay, I'll go.
Okay. Go ahead, Sophia.
Sophia. Okay. Here we go. 1, 2, 3.
Hi, I'm Sophia with an E with Wisdom Speaks Life, go-to executive wisdom mentor. I teach and train high performers, professionals, and entrepreneurs in the art of self-mastery. Self-mastery is self-leadership, which makes you an effective leader that intentionally influences your thinking, feelings, and actions, expanding your personal power so you can step into being that CEO in your life, live life on your terms, and drive your destiny.
Excellent.
Whoa, excellent.
Good job.
Thank you. I
Excellent,
was trying to go fast.
Yeah.
Excellent.
And we talked about that before you got on here. Just slow down a little bit. You had plenty of time. All right, let's pull her pitch apart and talk about, because you did do a bang up job, and I think you hit all of the highlights. Who wants to go first? What they noticed? Go ahead.
I think it was really full. And so I think like there's a lot of really lovely words in there. And there was also some really impactful ones. So if you were to look at what you created and circle the impact words, then I think that it would simplify it a little bit because it was really good. It was very good. But what I found is I got lost in the words.
Yeah.
There was too many. It was like too many big words from it. You know what I'm saying? Not, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's because we try, and what we're trying to do, naturally speaking, is that we try and, like we talked about before we started, is that we're given 30 seconds. So it's like, oh, how do I possibly get all that I do into that short period of time? We can't.
Yeah. And
There's
that's
just
one
no
of the
way.
things that
I mean,
I-
Sophia, I already know how amazing you are, but other than that, so, but
Sophia,
yeah, you did a really good job.
yeah, it was
Knowing
really
what I
That's the
good.
know,
only thing that I would say.
Yeah, it was really good. This is like, I agree, the little bigger words in there because that's one of the little tricks that I've been learning about limbic messaging. We make decisions with our feeling brain, our limbic brain. And anytime we encounter a word that we don't really understand or haven't heard much, we go into our thinking brain. Now you've completely lost us as far as potential sale. So
Right.
you want to try and keep the words that you use around a 6th grade level.
Amen.
and
I
knowing what I
thought
know
I-
about you, Sophia, I would have a stronger call to action where
That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
you know, I go live every Wednesday, have my own syndicated show. I invite you to check it out. And that will stand apart over anyone else who says anything.
Right.
So
Um,
hey, by the way, you can also check me out on this live show Wednesdays. at
Right.
1.
So I usually include that on my videos. So that's one of the things. And I don't give my elevator pitch, but at the end of my video, I always say, want more, join me for my weekly show, Sophia Speaks Wisdom, every Wednesday at 3 p.m. Central, 4 p.m. Eastern. Thank you. And then I put the link in the chat.
But you can do that at a networking event
Yeah.
because if you're on
Yeah.
Zoom and you're invited to deliver something, then just follow up in the chat.
Right.
I liked the sentence that you said, Olivia. You want to do you remember what you just said to her? How she could say that? It was very short and succinct about her show.
I
Think
invite
about
you
it.
to, yeah, I invite you to watch me further, or I invite you to join me.
No, I have a syndicated,
Syndicated show.
yeah, whatever, something like that, because that's very powerful. Well, I want to pull it apart and talk about all of the
Let-
good things that she had included in there. Did you want to say something, Sophia?
Yeah, I was saying by the time I say I have a syndicated show, then people are like, well, what's that? That's one of those
Well,
big words.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
all
It's
thinking-
a fancy big word. It's like, oh, it must, and you are syndicated because you're part of that whole, e-women network or something like that. So
Yeah.
Most
yes.
people know what a syndicated means. So
Yeah. Well, anyways,
I would like to just make a comment. I thought that was a very good pitch, and I thought you evinced very logically. I knew what your product was, and you had a lot of confidence. If I would do anything, I would probably take that pitch and type it out, and then look to condense it maybe. But
Mhm.
I thought it was very
Yep.
good.
Yep. Let's talk about the pieces that she had in there. Obviously, she said her name, she said her company name. What else did you notice that she said she included?
Who she
Sophia
helps.
P.
Yep. She
I like
talked
that
about her client.
She named her product.
Yes.
She had really uplifting, positive energy when she was speaking. She was smiling, her eyes sparkled, she was animated, she made direct eye contact. Can I just pick up on a point that Bruce and Kate were making? So Kate was talking about impact words, Bruce was talking about feeling. When you combine that, people are feeling into what you are saying. And if they are feeling, then they're going to anchor. What does that mean? They're going to remember consciously what you said. And so that will be sort of a, if you will, an experience of resonance. So I think that's important. The feeling and the impact gives them this feeling of resonance, which means they want something more from you. That's sort of like a yes. That's what I was saying when I said a yes. It's not just, oh yes, I want a customer, but it's a neurophysiological response within the body. you know how people talk about it's a hell yes or a hell no within the body? So our body communicates with us. So that's what I got from you, Sophia.
Thank
With
you.
me.
Very good.
The one thing that, I mean, I think you pretty much always start out with Sophia with an E. That confuses me because I
Okay.
don't know where the E goes.
Well, the thing that happens is that my name Sophia is not spelled as your regular Sophia.
Well, I know that, yeah, I know that, but it's just Sophia with an E, but it doesn't tell me, okay, where does the E go?
It's a
Okay.
distraction.
Yeah.
We had Debbie with a Y in our group
Yeah.
too, if you remember that. She did the same
Yeah.
thing. Any other tidbits that we can share with Sophia with an E?
I like your pep.
Yes. Yes. Very good. And while you're on here, before you got here, I had talked a little bit about Happy Neighborhood. You want to tell about what's going on today and give them a commercial?
Yeah, so today is the Happiness Summit, and it's going on right now, and they have a lot of speakers, entertainment, speed networking. I think you get like a couple minutes and you kind of and you can connect with the person. They also have it automated. So when you do click the connect button, it automatically gets stored their information and your information so that you can follow up with each other afterwards. But it's a lot of different entertainment. They're having awards that they're giving out to people who have earned the most in, whether inviting people or different things like that.
Thank you. And last year we had, I believe it was about 700 people on, and they're expecting, the goal is to have 1,000 on Zoom today.
Right. I think they had like a 500 plus that were registered on so far as I think of yesterday. I don't know if we've gotten to the 1,000 part yet.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And Sophia has her own. You want to give yourself a commercial on when you do yours?
Well, yeah, so I am a co-host for Indiana and Illinois, and that's every Friday at 11 a.m. Central Time and 12 p.m. Eastern Time.
Very good. Very good. All right. Welcome, Jock. Good to see you here today. All right, Olivia.
I'll go. All right.
All
here.
right.
Put my timer on myself. Imagine you can give your book out as a business card. What would that do for you? My name is Olivia Vo. I'm your Savvy Social Pro, and I specialize in online collaborations, particularly book compilation projects. So did you know that you can be an instant author with the help of a publishing team? I invite you to book a call with me and let's discuss what story that you're trying to tell.
Excellent.
Very good.
You've been practicing.
I have been practicing.
All right. Do we want to do, you had about 3 seconds left at the end. You want to do a hashtag at the end? You want to tell them, put it in the chat? How do you want to connect? That would be the only thing that I can think of that you need to add on that on your call to action.
Yeah, and that depends on where you're at as far as what
Yeah.
group you're talking to and that.
I was about to say, I'd love to see somebody do a hashtag at the end of a networking group in person. Just hashtag, check it out.
Hashtag.
We
Hashtag.
well, we teach it and you would be surprised how many people have done that. Yep.
You can follow me, hashtag Savvy Social.
That's it.
There
There
you
you
go.
go. There you go. All right. Anybody else got any feedback for Olivia?
Oh, I totally forgot. The feature would be, I wanted to put in this too. So yes, when you give a book to someone, it gives you instant credibility and authority. So yeah, I forgot to put that in.
But yeah, it was really good though. Wow.
Yep.
So I've learned, props, right? Props helps if you've got a prop or anything nowadays.
Yes. For the
attention
live,
graph.
Yeah, and for the live, when you're live events, that one is an easy one. I have that little Statue of Liberty with the flag and all that I always set right there at my table. And of course, the branding, red, white, and blue. I always wear red, white, and blue. And that always gets noticed, you know, and they might not remember this, but they're gonna remember something in there. And what was you gonna say before I cut you off, Livia, on the props? Like her glasses, we all are used to that now. And you might give everybody a little short commercial and let them know what you do to kind of explain that.
I was gonna say, like, I've learned from this group, right? So just everything, how you're saying, how you look, your background, etc. If there's like little props, little things you can do to make yourself memorable, it really, really is very helpful. And then there's something else too. Start off with, like, you know, I love the thing about the feeling words. Imagine, you know, have you ever, right? So they can go inside themselves and wonder. So like Bruce, I was just thinking, like, you know, maybe just pinpoint on one area that they might be stuck on. You know, have you ever given a speech and you're totally stuck on stage, tongue-tied? So paint a picture and then you can tie into what it is that you do for coaching.
Yeah, and you could have a couple of different scenarios and just try and
Yes.
see which one kind of resonates the best, you know, over time. That's a real good feedback there. Anybody else?
I think that part of the thing when we're creating these elevator pitch, I think we're always thinking about what the other person wants. And I want to be like, it's important to think about who you are and what you want to deliver. I think that's equally as important, because you can get so caught up and, you know, turning it and doing this and doing that and doing the other. And then you're like performing it for, you know, and it's not really who you are. It doesn't resonate with you as a person. So it needs to resonate with you as well as the persons that you're communicating it to.
Yes, authenticity, I think is probably more what you're talking about. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Can I just ask Sophia, can you just take that a step further when you talk about what it has to align with you in terms of what you're delivering? Can you just take that a step further?
Well, for me, I had to really feel excited about sharing that. And so the smile that I have and the intensity and the passion that I deliver it with has to be something that's born within me first. Right. And so then communicated to somebody else. So that way the confidence shows that I'm capable of doing that. I've also had experience and influence in my own thinking, feelings, and actions. And so here I am presenting you with a case to help you do the same.
Okay, great. That really lands. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Very
Another
good.
approach that just came to me too is as you're writing your statement, to answer the question, so what, right? So my name is Olivia, so what? I live in Florida, so what? I provide live streaming events, so what? You know, so have you ever wanted to be on video and needed help? So what, right? So be in the habit of asking, so what, so what, so what, and see if you can counter and put it in.
That's great.
Very good. Very good. All right. We're going to close that topic down and move along to the next topic. Something that I saw that Fong Vo, which is one of the Happy Neighborhood projects, he's always doing really good posts that he brought out today, was the difference between organic reach and paid reach. And those are some transitions. And Livia, I'll get with you on LinkedIn here in just a minute, because Livia is our resident LinkedIn expert. And things you need to keep in mind is Instagram and Facebook has tons of followers already. So they're not at that level in their business cycle that they're trying to attract so many new members. What they're trying to do is make you stay on their platforms longer, but they're wanting to monetize it and make money. So keep that in mind. Your organic reach is going to be far less because they're wanting to get the money. So when you're like putting your post out there and you're not using ads for Facebook or Instagram, you're not going to get the reach that you would if you paid for it, generally speaking. Okay. On the flip side, right now, we've got some platforms that are like the Wild Wild West, and we've got TikTok, which is really hot still. And we have LinkedIn, which is becoming the Wild Wild West. We're seeing that all of us entrepreneurs are starting to migrate finally over to LinkedIn. And now they're also doing some YouTube shorts that's becoming very, very popular. And so as you're creating and promoting yourself and putting yourself out there, you need to keep those things in mind. You know, think about, yes, you definitely want organic reach because it's free. The more of that you can get, the better. But you need to know and make sure that you're playing in the right playground for that. And paid, you need to think about, do you want to actually try and do some of that paid advertising or not? And if not, let's kind of figure out some techniques. So Livia, do you have anything that you would like to share? And then also I want you to go into a little bit about your restreaming and all of that, what you have found and noticed, maybe some tips and tricks with that.
Yes. So LinkedIn has been organic for me. Like I've not paid any ads for that. And it's really exciting because a lot of new people are coming onto it. And I think LinkedIn has made it easier for people to share content, especially with live streaming. And I'm doing some new things. So I'm, recognizing that a lot of people have like these pods. And I think we were having a pod, like a LinkedIn posting party for a while, but I've created a new one. I think Bruce was on it. So thank you so much, Bruce, for commenting. But it's called #SavvySocialSaturday. So this is where you can just go in, and I have an acronym. So because of this group, I've made up an acronym for what Savvy stands for, because it's a huge part of my persona. And it breaks down to what is your skill or service? What are some attributes that you absolutely love about yourself? Because it's really hard to pick something that you like about yourself. So I always encourage that. And then what are your values, right? What do you believe in? What causes you support? What is your victorious moment? So you could be celebrating a win of the week, a win of the day, win of the quarter, year. So that's victorious moment. And then why varies, but I usually put it as why is for your young at heart activity, right? So a special hobby or something like you do for fun. So I've only done it once, but I'm going to keep it going every Saturday, just because I've seen other groups do this Saturday by way of, reaching new folks, making connections, and increasing their organic audience. So every Saturday, instead of everybody just like, just commenting #OpenToConnect, like they have to fill in the blanks of what savvy is. And I also encourage them further to say, what would make a savvy match for you, right? So in the case of like, I think Bruce, because of your book and because of the proceeds of the book was going to go to teen suicide prevention, I connected to this guy, Joe Barr. I hope you guys connected, but like I made that connection, right? So I really want to be more purposeful and intention with like whoever comes onto LinkedIn. Like I'm going to take their hand literally and like make sure they connect with at least one other person, because I've seen other people do that for me. So that's kind of like my way of now taking that further strategy under my own name, etc. There's tremendous opportunities with live streaming, and this is because I think video content is so unique. Not everyone does it. So by virtue alone that you're willing to be on camera live, with all the, technology that goes on, like, technology mishaps that go on, is very endearing to people, because not everyone can do it. Not everyone's willing to push that button. And so if you're willing to do that alone, it already sets you apart in a different category. And I think it just cuts to the top of your news feed rather than like a text post or a picture. Because video, and I'm experimenting. So I've been doing this for a while, and I've experimenting with different things, like with quick videos or quick music clips or quotes or questions that gets people attention. I used to just put like the title of the live stream, but now I just always ask a question. And I, almost have to force myself to like be creative with the question to see if that question, right, will grab the attention of someone. It's not a hook per se, because I don't like the negative connotation of the word hook, but you definitely want to have something that's attention grabbing. So always have that in the front of your mind too.
Very good. Thank you for sharing. The next little segment that I would like for us to discuss would be collaborations. Now, what this group has done a ton of collaborations. We've done book collaborations, we've done summits. Let's talk about some of the things that are maybe in the forefront that you're seeing that may be kind of new or maybe a twist on something new. What are you seeing out there? Go ahead. So, Sophia, do you have your hand up or no?
Yeah, no, I didn't.
Okay.
Sorry.
Have y'all noticed anything going on that's new rather than just the same old, same old? Yes, Zach, go ahead.
The increased use and add of AI software in both copywriting, now in the recent few weeks, image creation is starting to occur more and more, where there's more platforms, both paid and use on your own system, where you can create social media pictures or even stock photography, and the AI systems out there are getting really advanced and actually creating professional looking outputs. And I believe that that's going to definitely change at least design businesses and social media marketing quite a bit, as well as it makes workflows easier and also makes creators adapt to this new tool.
Oh, I love that you brought that up because there's this new tool called DALL-E. You have to be in the beta list for it, but it will take like your ideas and create this amazing artwork. So it could be like, I want a penguin on a skateboard in the style of Van Gogh. Like you type that in and it would spit out that image for you. So I think Canva has changed so much for people wanting to create like fun graphics and images. And so I think DALL-E 2 is like the next thing to look for.
That was in the newspaper today in Toronto.
DALL-E 2?
DALL-E,
Oh,
yes.
DALL-E. Yeah, DALL-E 2.
Yeah.
Spell it, Olivia.
It's in the chat. DALLE. I
Oh,
put it in
okay.
the chat for everyone. Yeah.
Well, I thought it was rather interesting. You know, my mom lives here with me and she's 80 and she's always on the Hallmark Channel. Well, what I have noticed is tons of ads for Canva, believe it or not, tons of ads for Canva, tons of ads for the metaverse.
Yeah.
And there was one more thing that really caught me off guard that I was just like, you have got to be kidding me. I would have never really have thought about that, but they are spending a ton of bucks on advertising to that market. Big time.
And Keep, I think to your point, Zach, about the copywriting, I think Keep now is rolling out like an AI supported copywriting.
Yeah.
Like suggested copy.
Yes, Sophia.
Jasper also has a copywriting for copy, and they have like a whole lot of different things for your basics. They have, if you have an idea about doing something, you can then put that information in and click like, you know, whether it's like the problem, solution and action. They have that kind of thing set up, or like even the old, you know, ads where you can use, and it's like the ADS and what action they'll take and all of those things. So you can generate things for email. I use it. So my weekly shows. And so when we're talking about the feeling words, I use the word imagine, you know, how amazing would it feel to be in this particular space and stuff. So I invite you guys to come and check me out sometime.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing. All right. Next topic, reviews and testimonials. We went through a phase again. I'm just kind of bringing back now that we're getting into the last quarter of the year. I've kind of went back through some of my notes and I saw where we were really strong on this for a while. Then we slacked off. I mentioned it a couple of times and I'm guilty just as much as you are. So I'm taking full responsibility for that. But testimonials and reviews are very, very powerful. And there's a variety of different ways. I'm going to let Jock have his say here in just a minute. And Kate, tell a little bit about what your hubby is doing, if you wouldn't mind sharing a little bit of that, how he can help with that as well. But they're powerful and we can do this in a whole lot of different ways. One thing we can practice inside our group, and when, you know, we're referral partners. So when we do business with each other, we need to make sure that we are letting folks know about that, whether it's writing something, posting it, doing a video, going on to LinkedIn. And our Meet My Referral Partners website, y'all, has a fantastic, easy option there. And we need to go on there and make sure that if we have done business with each other, or if you want to just, give some type of testimonial, we really need to do that. So, Jock, you want to talk a little bit about testimonials and reviews and some of the things that you've learned and, Google and all that?
Okay. Well, one, like on reviews, if you have 3 reviews with like a 3.2 rating, because typically the people who have issues are the ones most likely to give reviews unless you actively work on getting reviews. And then somebody sees a competitor that has 63 reviews and 4.8 star rating, they're probably going to go with that person. So having a system in place to work on getting reviews. I use one piece of software that will ask people for reviews, and if it's a 4 or 5 star review, it'll post it automatically to your website. If it's a 1 to 3 star review, it goes to you to see if you can fix the problem with the person and get them to up the review level. But there's a fee for that, and but you can have a system in place on your own to work on getting reviews. If you
Let's back up just a minute, Jock.
Yep.
I want to talk about that. I love that, what he just said. And I don't know if y'all caught that, to really understand the magnitude of how this can help you, especially if you're a service-oriented business where there is a potential for you to have a bad review, because I don't recall what the number is. Jock, you may know. It takes X amount of positive reviews to negate, one bad, horrible review. And, you can't please everybody all the time. But what I loved about his particular program was it's giving you that opportunity when that negative review comes through for you to help fix that problem, and we talk about customer service being number one, and it's so important for all of us because we're heart-centered entrepreneurs. That's what we want to be known for. We want to make sure that we take care of things as best we can. Now, we're not going to be able to solve all problems all the time, and sometimes stuff happens. All you can do is make the best of the situation. But by allowing you to intervene before that gets out there on your website to try and fix that problem, that's a huge thing. So I just wanted to kind of, in case y'all didn't catch that, wanted to reiterate that, Jock. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Well, I have a question. If I might.
Questions are 2 for 99 cents today, but for you, we'll give you a deal. Okay.
I'll pay double.
Okay.
At the end of those points 1 through 3 ratings, if you haven't been able to satisfy them, does that have to post anyway, or can you block that from ever posting?
No way. Yes and no. And I hadn't mentioned it, but Nancy reminded me while she was speaking that with this particular software, it's going out and asking people for a review, and the review is only within that software. And a lot of people, if they vent it, aren't going to go to anything else. It doesn't put it on Google. This actually gives you a chance to have somebody give you a video review, which Google doesn't do. And that can be posted on your website, but then you can use it in advertising and other stuff because of the way it asks for permission. And so it's within that it'll never get shown if it's a 1 to 3. Now, if it's a 4 or 5, then the software, and you can set it to whatever, you can set it to only 5s, but typically you want to do it for 4 and 5. And if the person gives you a 4 or 5, then it will send them a link and saying, hey, thanks so much for the review. Could you also review us on Google, and sends the link for a Google review. So that makes it less likely that you'll get a bad review on Google, and more likely that you'll only get good reviews. But
would that integrate like with my Airbnb? I doubt it, huh?
Well, it can integrate with any website. I don't, how, now,
Jock, what she means is she's got a
Um,
listing on Airbnb. You know what I'm saying? So she
And-
may not can,
yeah, now, in terms of, Airbnb may have its own rating system.
They
and-
do.
Yeah, and so with that, you can't,
and
the
Julia,
best I
what,
know, it doesn't integrate with that at all.
one thing you can do is you can have your own Facebook group page where you have your own reviews pages. That's what I've done. Just
I can't-
FYI.
I'll look forward to meeting with you on that.
Yep. All right. Anybody have any questions or anything else that, Kate, what was it?
Jock, what was the name of that program? That
Uh,
tool?
Well, it's, something that I can set up for you. It's called Sotellus. I can.
So tell us?
Yeah,
So tell us? Okay.
yeah, I can.
Well, that's
get you-
interesting.
I can get you a link for it or whatever.
Could you spell that? Fotel?
Yeah, like it
So
sounds,
tell us. So tell us what you think.
Oh,
right.
so tell us. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Oh.
And, I think I
Posted it in
get,
the chat.
Jot, put your information in the chat and then folks can get a one-on-one with you to learn more.
my
and then-
information's already in the chat.
All right.
And, I think there's like an affiliate link so that if you do it, directly with them, it would, I think I might get a little bit. I can't
Yep.
remember. But in any case,
Yeah, no, we want you to get credit. That's what we're all about here.
yeah, so I can, I don't have that, information right off the top of my head, but I can look for it.
Okay,
But the thing is, if you don't want to pay, the other thing you can do is, everybody has a Google business profile or Google My Business page. And if you go on that, and click on reviews, there is a thing there where it gives you a link to be able to share the review. So it takes the people right. So you don't say, hey, can you go on Google and give me a review? Because nobody ever does it. But if you send them the link that you can pull off of that GMB page, then you're much more likely to have people giving you reviews. And
Very good.
that's the free version.
okay, Well,
Of
thank
course,
you.
then you only want to send it to people that you think are going to give you a good review.
right. Well, one of the things that Kate and I was talking about last week down here is, and her husband, was the customer service experience. And there is nothing more frustrating to me than trying to get a hold of customer service and I can't find an email, I can't find a phone number, I can't find any of that stuff. And a lot of times it's on purpose, PayPal. And some of the, the other things when you've got an issue that doesn't go along. I had a Facebook issue and I'm still not convinced that I have that issue cleared up. Somebody literally went in and made an ad account through the Meta Business Suite. They took and tweaked my old email address that I no longer have access to, and they made a business page for somebody that I don't even know who they are. And they took me off and put me as an employee and made themselves as the administrator. So I couldn't go in and I could not change and do anything. So it was a mess. And when you go up there to Facebook to try and tell them what the situation is, that wasn't one of the categories. And so I tried every way in the world and I
Well-
went online and the email address that people had suggested came back as a bad email, was not an email for Facebook Meta, but at least they let me know that had happened. So I did get an email, which I thought was a spoof at first, until I went into my account and I saw what they had done. And of course I outed the person, don't know. And he, not only was that, he did it on behalf of somebody else. So there was two people involved and I'm sure the gal didn't even have a clue, And so anyways, trying to get a problem solved, don't be that person, have a nice way, because there's nothing more frustrated. And what do you think I did? I got out there and I blasted on my Facebook page because I was so aggravated and frustrated, hoping and praying that some way they wasn't able to charge some ads to my account some way.
Well, you should be able to report that page on the page. There's those 3 dots for more options.
Yeah, but go look and see what that is. I mean, I went through all of that. It was the craziest thing. I was like, I was in a runaround. It was like I was in this thing and could never get, and I still haven't got it resolved, but I was able to take my name off of that page.
Okay, that's
So I
the
was
one
able
thing-
to do
yeah.
that,
Yeah,
but, I was worried about, I had changed my password. Anyway, I'm not trying to go down a rabbit hole. I'm just saying, when we're talking about the customer service experience and testimonials and all of those things, that's part of this customer service experience.
right. Yeah,
And-
this is in Facebook and this is horrible trying to get any kind of support. Yeah.
Yeah, Google
They're
used to be
not, they're
just-
not alone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Google used to be good. Now
Yeah.
they're terrible. But
So now one of the things I wanted to let everybody know that I just found out about from the gal that put the collaboration book together. She let us know that when you're sending out emails, these email providers like Google and that for the Gmail, they have new filters that have been implemented. If you have more than one image in your email and or more than 3 links in your email, they're now directing it to your spam folder.
Ah,
Yeah. I have not encountered that myself as far as the emails. I'm getting emails that have more than, 3 links and everything. They're still coming into my regular tabs and that. So I don't know how she found out about this, and I haven't been able to verify it, but it's just something that to be aware of, I guess, and start paying attention and checking your spam folders more. But she's just saying that if you have like a link showing or an image showing the book, okay, you don't want to have any other images in there, like a banner image or anything else. Otherwise, it's going to supposedly go into the spam folder now. So just something to be aware of and
Sure.
keep an eye on.
absolutely. Absolutely.
although
Kate, do you have anything you want to add on to?
you had asked me
re-
about a couple of other things. I can't remember what else you had asked about besides the reputation,
I'll try
the
and
reviews.
think of it here and
Well,
back if any.
there's something for getting the reviews.
My suggestion is Nancy just asked me a question, so.
Go ahead, Kate.
And you were talking about what Bruce in the customer experience and what his company does. He actually, they specialize in reviews and having mastery or control over your reviews and how to use them. I actually brought up his web page, and I can quickly read what it says on there. And my suggestion would be, actually, I'd like to invite him and have him come and present what he does, and then talking about the customer experience, because I think that from what we're talking about, the customer experience in all areas is horrible. We bought an $800 stove online directly from Sharp, and it's damaged. It took me hours yesterday to figure out how to deal with it. I went directly to Sharp, called them, and the woman kept saying to me, she says, well, you just return it back on the address on the box. I said, so who's sending me a return label? She says, you pay for it yourself. I said, well, that doesn't seem right. So I was in circles with her on the phone for a while, and then I ended up calling the number that was on the label of the box, and I spoke to somebody in the warehouse that was more helpful than the customer service. That actually gave me the number of the office of the president. That's how this woman answered the phone.
Wow.
She's actually followed up with me by email and said, I'm going to make sure that these guys actually call you back and da-da-da-da. I mean,
Well,
it was
and that's
amazing what
true.
happened, but the beginning of it was like, I said, this is pathetic. Like, what's going on? So we could all use, in our small businesses, I think we're much more conscious of that. The bigger businesses, everything is by bot, and they're horrible. The bots are awful. The AI is
And-
awful.
And you know, the thing is they can go back to UPS or whoever the carrier was. And guys, keep in mind, this is in her motor coach, you know, and she's getting ready to go outside the country. So this is not like something that she can just la, 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 I can take 10 months to get this done. No, she's got to have it done like yesterday. And they're giving her this kind of grief, you know, so it's a mess. And,
Yeah, that's crazy.
and so there are ways. So yes, we would let's get together and get a date for him to come in and kind of give us
Yeah.
an overview. That would be great.
So I'll give you a little overview. With vast experience in the communications and marketing industries, our business consulting process helps implement a marketing strategy and tool set for your business. Our analysis and design process is engineered to increase engagement and conversational commerce across various messaging channels, including SMS, Facebook Messenger, web chat, voice, video, and call centers. Our digital marketing and communications recommendations will increase sales through digital word-of-mouth referrals, positive reviews, and provide meaningful conversations that will create stronger relationships with your prospects and your customers.
Thank you.
So,
And we had another one also, Sophia, you may be able to help me here. Captain Dave, is it Dave? Oh my goodness, I'm drawing a blank. Our
Ooh,
captain in
what captain?
in
Happy
Happy Neighborhood.
Oh, Edwin?
No, he's in the airplane. I can't believe I can't think of his name.
Oh,
Love the guy.
Captain Jack or something like that. Oh.
He's in an airplane and he used to fly airplanes. Anyways,
Yes,
he came onto
yeah.
our group one time and he was also talking about reviews. He had, you know, something as well. So the main thing is let's just find something, make sure that we're implementing that into our business because it is a very important component, no matter whether you're starting out or you're seasoned or somewhere in between. Now for next week is going to be our mastermind session where you are free to bring any business issues that you might have for us to help you brainstorm through those. One of the things, if nobody has any issues next week, come prepared to discuss what makes you stand out in your business above your competitors. Don't tell me you don't have any competitors, even though you may have a unique something in the marketplace. You're always going to have something competing for the time or whatever it is that you're providing. So
'Cause there's
what
both
makes
direct
you
and indirect.
what makes you stand out? You know, why should people want to do business with you versus somebody else? So that will be the focus question for next week that I would like for everybody to really dig in deep to try and figure out. And then when you come, here's what I want you to be prepared for is not only do I want you to answer that question about yourself, but I want you to answer that question about whoever's in the room. So for example, I would be able to say, to me, what makes Olivia Vo stand out is X, Y, Z. And then what we'll be able to do is see whether what Olivia thinks makes her stand out versus what her peers thinks makes her stand out. And I think that will be very insightful to kind of help us as we start planning 2023, because y'all, it's going to be here before we know it. We're into the last quarter right now, October, November, December. I want you to be able to finish strong, reach all your, you know, goals, whatever that might be. But also we're planning for the upcoming year. Don't wait till 1 week before the new year to figure out what your goals are for next year. Don't do it. Okay. You're not going to be successful that way. So let's finish strong. Do we have any closing comments before I let y'all off to enjoy the weekend? Anything anybody has? Nothing? Well, Zach, thank you for joining us again. Julia, welcome. Glad you could join us, and I'll get with you one-on-one. And
Please.
all right. If you haven't
you,
done so
everyone.
already,
Thank
put
you.
put your contact information in the chat. Make sure you save the chat and follow up. We are a referral partnership network, so that is expected. We don't think it's spam. That's what we're here for, is not, 100% of all the people that you meet may not be your customer or client, but 100% of everybody that you meet should be your referral partner. The only way we can send business your way or help you is by getting to know you better and building strong relationships. All right. Y'all have a fabulous weekend.
Have a
Great
great weekend,
job.
everyone.
Nancy, bye,
Thank you.
everyone.
Bye-bye. Happy Thanksgiving.
Yes.